like you don't expect to run into those things, you know. That's like a night drawer thing, like, you know, like you keep like tucked away, people don't see, and people just don't care anymore. It's just like out in the open, and I'm like, cool, like, you know, hell yeah, brother, like, do you? So
welcome back to the Dino Bros with the Dino Service Pro. I don't know if I ever say it right, but welcome back. We're back. We're gonna talk about culture today.
Yep,
and the fun side.
Let's jump into it. What's fun about this?
Well, nothing. I don't think anything's fun about plumbing or HVAC or electrical. Like when I go into the field with you guys, I'm like, this sucks. But I enjoy the fun that's had while we're working.
Yeah, dude, it's all about like your team.
Yeah.
It's all about that chemistry,
camaraderie.
Yep, man. It's you could talk about like trades in general, because we kind of like tap on it here and there, but it's like when I framed with, like when I did framing, right? Like it was just dudes being dudes, like, you know, like I think
dudes just in their natural setting.
I think framers are a little bit rougher. Playing with wood all day, so it's like you have a lot of wood jokes going out, you know. But it's you can have a lot of fun. You build a brotherhood with these guys because you're with them every day, right? Like our framing crew was small, like we had 5 guys, 6 guys, so you end up becoming close, and like you're just dicking around all day, you know. Like, so you're getting the job,
crossing lines, maybe not.
Yeah, a little bit. Like there's sometimes I'm like, bro, I don't think this is good. Do you know how to talk about what you're feeling today? Like, oh man, but it's a good time. Like that's what you want. You want a good team that you can have some fun with, you know. And that's like you always say. You're like, oh, I'm in my 30s, but I still feel like I'm like 20. I'm still a boy, you know. Like I'm just a kid, you know, a grown kid with money. Like
25 in my head.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, you're just doing that. It's just grown men being boys. Like nothing changes.
You know what I think my favorite is like usually the funniest dude on a job site. You get him back around his wife and he's all lined up. He's all different.
Yeah. Billy, we're talking about you, Billy. Yeah.
It's funny because that's who I was thinking about.
Billy, man, I love that guy because he's bad in the field, and then he gets running. He's like, hey,
I'm a father and a husband.
Yeah, I don't do any of that. Like, yo, that's great though. I love it here.
So, what's your favorite story from the fields? Do you have a favorite story, like a funny memory?
I don't know. What's yours? Let me think on that. I'm an overthinker, so I'm like, I got
You probably have a million. I don't know if I have a favorite. I just know that every time we go out to a job, I enjoy it. Like, obviously I work in an office, so getting out of the office is nice. But every time we go to a job and I'm out there, it's fun. Even if we're digging 100-foot ditch, it's still a good time. You know,
when I was a bricklayer, I mean, it's not my favorite, so I have a lot of favorite stories. But when I was a bricklayer, like this is just, you're working like 14-hour shifts, right? And you're just like, we did refractory, so we had to like shovel. So there'd be like one guy, you ever see those videos? One guy's like shoveling the pile into the trash can, and then his buddy's just throwing more into his pile just to mess with him, or he's in the trash can throwing it back, and the guy just doesn't notice. But I've done that, like just to mess with guys that are like, we're digging a trench and I'm throwing dirt back in the trench. And while they're not looking, you just throw a little bit more. Why is it this whole empty? You know, but it's just, you just screwing with them a little bit more. So, but that's how it should be. You should just be like brothers, like just messing with each other all day long. It makes, like I've always said, you work with these people all day long. You see them more than you see your family. Like it's got to be fun. That or like go home.
Yeah,
I can't do.
I think one of my favorites, now I think about it, is when we were working in my backyard. And we weren't thinking anything.
Oh, yeah.
We were just working, right?
Thanks, Mikkel.
And we'll have to send him the picture. But you were working under me, and I was standing over you, and we're both, it just looked very...
sus. Very suspect.
There's no way these guys work this way.
Looked like he was teabagging me. That's just to be straight. It looked horrible. And
we'll have to get him to do a pop-up on the video.
I think I'm like looking with thumbs up. Hey, oh, it's so bad. But, man, we were just doing like a garbage disposal or something. Like it was so tight, and you're like right there. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
this job's a little too close for comfort. There'd be times like, dude, like we're in a crawl space, and it's like me and Dan, because Dan's funny, so Dan's very like, don't touch me, like leave me alone, you know. So like me and I always screw with Dan that way, just because like if you tell me you don't like it, I'm gonna mess with you harder, you know.
Yeah.
So like me and Dan are in a crawl space doing a repipe, and like it's literally you're just laying down. You can't crawl or anything. I mean, like on your knees, you're just laying down. So we're going through, and like we're just laying there. Our hands are hurting, so we're just like laying there, like taking a little break. And I look over at him, and I just touch his arm. I was like, "You ever think you'd be laying it on the ground with another man?" He's like, "Get away from me!" I'm like, because it's just what you got to do. It's so funny because you get put in such awkward positions where you're like, all right, we know this is awkward, but like, what's up, baby? but I enjoy it. I have fun with these guys.
So what are your hobbies? Tell these people. I obviously know. And girls doesn't count.
I'm faithful. I'm a faithful man. But my hobbies, like I don't have any hobbies. No, I'm just kidding. My hobbies, I guess most of it is I like motorized sports. I like taking the key, like I don't own them, but when I did, like we always go out, you know, and that was my thing. Take 4-wheeler out, and then golfing. I do a lot of golfing now. Like my wife just bought me, because like that we're recording this like the day after Father's Day, but it probably won't come out for like 2 months or something. But like for Father's Day, my wife showed up with like Raider like club head covers, you know, their socks. Yeah, so like all Raiders for your like driver and shit. I was like, hell yeah, like,
that's cool.
Golf balls, everything.
Now we
like
just
that.
need like good clubs to go under them.
It's
gonna look cool.
I just need to be a good golfer, just for them to work. But they looks cool, you know what I mean? Like whatever.
And my point of this is like plumbers are regular people too.
Yeah,
we don't sit there and think about iron and rods all day.
yeah. We have a little bit more fun. But yeah, we do a lot of hiking, a lot of like lake days. We actually, man, like this weekend, it was just we went to the lake to
San. You had good friends up from California, right?
Yeah, I had like good buddies up from they came up from LA, so like we took them to San Hollow. We were gonna do Zion's, but they got this St. George heat's a lot different. Like it's brutal out here, you know what I mean? So
it's so funny talking to people from California too, because down there they're like, it's so hot.
Yeah, they're like that's why like they came here and it was like 108, you know, and they're just fried, look like a lobster on the back. So they were just, I was like, you guys want to go do Zion's? They're like,
it's another day for you. They're dead.
Yeah, they're like, can we do that in August? Because it come back up. They're like, can we just do that next time? I'm like, hey, I live here, so I don't care. Like whatever you guys want to do, you know what I mean? But this heat is brutal. Like the sun just bakes you, and if you're not like used to it, you're gonna get fried. Obviously, if you're watching this, I'm getting dark. Like, look at that farmer's tan. Bam! Like, it's getting bad. Yeah, dude, it's getting horrible. So, yeah. But yeah, we're normal people, man. I'm fun. Fun to be around.
Fun. I think you make the job site a lot of fun.
It has to be.
I think everybody would agree with me on that.
It has to be a good time. Like, what kind of stories you got out there?
Stories? I don't know about stories. You're much better with stories than I am. But
let me paint a picture for you.
You got one?
No, I was just saying that's what I do. Like I want to paint you a picture.
Oh yeah, you do a good job at that. Yeah. Come on, you have to have more stories.
Well, I got.
You're in the field more than I am, so mine's far and few in between.
Yeah, yours is like.
There's not very many fun office stories. Like,
yeah.
My pencil fell off the desk and I fell off the chair.
Oh, man. You know what I hated? I'd show up and you'd be on the phone and you'd be walking a mile. You'd just be like back and forth and like literally down a block. And I'm like, what is Brad doing? He's just on a phone call, just pacing. You're just getting your steps in.
I do laps around my island at home.
Yeah.
I can't sit and talk.
Can this one be rated R? Like, this one needs to be a little PG something.
Disclaimer.
Like, yeah, child's viewing. Like, just skip this part.
Skip this part.
But there was my old boss, or like John. You know, remember John? But John was we went to this fourplex repipe, right? And we went to this fourplex repipe, and it was like gutted. But we go outside and this is I don't even know how to dive into it, but he's a little. He don't like gay people. I don't think he's a massive fan of gay people. And I'm a big like, hey man, whatever, do you? I love it. You know, like I don't care. You know, does it like whatever it is, what it is. So, but like when people get like that, like anyone that's like racist or like homophobic or whatever, that bothers me because I'm like, bro, it doesn't even faze you. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't affect you whatsoever. So like I'll push those boundaries and like make them uncomfortable just to be like, but why does it bug you so bad? So like we get to a job and we're walking around and there's skip this part if you're not ready for it, but there was like a dildo out there. Nice. And I'm like, hey John, look, come here, I got you a toy, bro. And he's like, what? And I'm like, look, that's for you. And it's just on the floor and he's like, what the heck's wrong with people? I'm like, that just don't get you excited, bro. Like you don't want to take this home? And he's like, shut up, like what's wrong with you? I'm like, because it like literally like bright, like I just
can picture it.
He got boiled, bro, and he was just like, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm like, but I knew it would bug him, so I'm like, that just make you go like, ooh. And he's like, I fucking hate you, man. But it's just my way of like picking on people because I'm like why? Like why you gotta be so angry at the world? Like have some fun, let loose. So I'm like, I'll make you uncomfortable. Like if you're being a jerk, I'm gonna push that and make you mad, you know? So sometimes, like I always said, it's a love or hate me. You're either going to love me or you're going to hate me because I'm going to push the buttons you don't want pushed.
Have you seen that trend they're doing right now too, where it's like, it's on TikTok and Instagram and they'll take a picture or something and they'll be like, oh, my shower's acting weird. And then in the corner, there's just like, boom, 12-incher sitting there. I didn't even notice the shower issue.
Yeah. Oh, dude. This one's rated R for adults only, man. I went to this house, bro, like one of my stories, you know, because it's like, what do you talk about? What can you put out to the world, you know? But I went to this house and it was for a bid for something. And I'm like, hey, like, I need to go look at your like showers and everything. A repipe. It was a repipe bid. And I'm like, I need to just go look over everything, your showers and all this stuff. I'm like, are you okay if I look in cabinets and da-da-da-da? She's like, yeah, that's cool. Like, do your thing. So I went to the back her bedroom and like I opened up the shower because you gotta see where the valves are at, so forth. There's just a big old camera, like her light ring, and with the camera, and then boom, all this stuff. And I was like, oh, but I'm not supposed to see that. I was like, so I just walked out. I was like, I was like, hey man, like, yeah, it's gonna be
and
this.
They didn't care at all, huh?
No, dude, no
like,
shame,
whatever.
like no shame, like they don't care. And I'm like, hey, that's cool. But like she did OnlyFans, you know, so she brought it up because I was like, hey, like, what do you do for work? You know, it was just one of those. It was one of those like we were just talking, and that's like my piece. I always ask people like, what is it you do for work? And so I was like, yeah, so like, just looking around the house looks good. So like, what do you do for work? I'm an OnlyFans model. I'm like, dope, man. I could see it back there, you know, like it was. Oh, it was such a funny thing because you're like
an accountant and it's
yeah,
just a hobby.
And it was one of my first, like not my first job, but my first year in the trade. So I was like, you don't expect to run into those things, you know. That's like a night drawer thing, like you know, like you keep like tucked away. People don't see, and people just don't care anymore. It's just like out in the open. And I'm like, cool, like you know, hell yeah, brother, like do you? So it's crazy. Like Billy, oh man, Billy got stories too. Oh, Billy, I'm putting you on blast, bro. I don't care. But Billy, he went out to a job, right? At the other company. Billy went out to this job. He's going to hate me for this. But the guy, he put in a bidet seat, right? For this senior dude. Puts in a bidet and he's like, do you remember this story? Yes. And Billy was so freaking pumped about it. But Billy calls me, hey bro, I just made like $200, like $250, I think. I'm like
side, it was a tip, right?
Yeah, no, I was like, what did you sell, bro? Like that's not really that good of a job if you only made $250. Nah, bro, he tipped me. I was like, what did you do? And he's like, well, I installed this bidet for this guy, and he asked me like, hey, can you show me how this works? And he's like, yeah, like I'll show you. So he like goes in and he's like, oh, you do this, do that, and he's like, okay, like can you stay in here with me and show me? He's like, yeah, I just did. And like the guy's pulling down his pants and he's like, I'll tip you good for it. And Billy's like, what? He's like, I just want to make sure it works. Like, I don't know. Like, will you just sit in here with me and like make sure this all works? If I have any questions, like I'll make it worth your time. Billy's like, okay. That dude straight up took a deuce right there while Billy's in the bathroom. Like, close the door. Billy's just kicking it in the bathroom with this guy. And like, he's like, oh, is it working? Like, just asking Billy questions as he's dropping the deuce. And Billy was
pushes the button. He's like, how's that feel?
Do you want higher or lower settings? More to the front, more to the back. What do you want? Like, brutal Billy. But he is pumped, bro. He's like, easy 250, dude. That was easy. I'm like, only you, dog. Like, why would you do that?
No one else would have done it.
He's like, tell me you wouldn't have done it. Hell no. No, bro. You can't pay me enough money. Well, okay, maybe. You told me a meal. Maybe I sit in there, but there ain't no way in hell I'm going to just sit in there with some old dude while he takes a deuce. But he's like, I'd have done it again. Oh, man. That was a good one. There's good stories with people that have done stuff that I'm just like, bro, I like, why would you do that? Oh, that one kills me.
Everybody's got their thing.
I love you, Billy. I'm sorry, but that was a story. That one was a story. He's got some. That guy, he ends up in weird places.
I don't know how either.
I don't know, but
I wouldn't even talk about the story at his house, but that was.
Yeah. Dude, I don't even know. Like, that guy ends up. He's the one that has the crazy stories where I'm like, bro, like, how is it that you end up in these situations? How do you get yourself there? Like, I got some stories, but that dude, I'm like, he got the weird ones. Yeah. And I'm just like, okay.
And he soaks it up.
Oh, bro, he loves it. Hey, I mean, that guy's all about his money. 250's 250, you know?
20's a 20.
Yeah. 20 down, make you holla. Oh, that's great.
Do you have any good customer stories like that? I mean, obviously you're not doing that unless you get a mill, but do you have any funny customer stories?
I ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing nothing fun for $1 billion. I was talking to my wife about that yesterday. I was like, hey, for $1 billion, like,
I don't like being in the bathroom. My kid poops. I don't think I could do that.
No, you're just like, no, like, it's so bad, dude. No, I feel like I put myself out of situations like that where I'm just like, nah, like I'm gonna walk out. Like, if it gets weird, like, I'll just like, this is weird. I gotta go.
Have you ever gone into a house and walked out on someone?
Oh yeah. They were just being like hella racist, and like that was enough for me. I asked them respectfully, you know what I mean? Like, I've had that story where it's like I had a customer just going off, and like, I grew up in LA, so it's like I didn't grow up like that, you know what I mean? Like, when I moved here, it was a little bit more like there's a lot of people a little judgy out here, but I moved out here and it was a culture shock in the sense because like a lot of people were this way, but in LA I was just like, dude, I'm friends with like everybody. Like, you know, as a kid, you don't see any of that. Even like me as an adult, like I don't see that. I'm just like, okay. But like I say, like this guy walked into, dude, I listen to a lot of reggae. You know what I mean? I'm a big reggae head.
It's weird.
Yo, it's all peace, love, and juju beans.
If you meet you wouldn't expect that.
Nah, you're like, oh, this guy likes hip hop, low into rap or smooth jazz.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Or like a mariachi band.
That's racist. See, that's racist.
But don't you like them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you were at my family party. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good time. I don't know what they're saying. Cause I'm like, but yeah, they sound like a good time, you know? My ancestors are speaking through me. Like,
that reminds me when we were in the car with Irving and we had that Spanish dude call and we had to have Irving take it.
Yeah.
Because Irving speaks it and I kept looking at you. Hey, what's he saying?
I know. That's jacked up. I blame my mom and dad. That's your guys' fault that I don't speak Spanish. But they don't either. So it's their parents' fault.
Yeah.
it's our grandparents, you know? Ah, man. Dude, it sucks because it's like our culture and I don't know it. You know what I mean? I'm just like, damn it. But, well, whatever. I respectfully like tell Hispanics that I'm Hawaiian because it's easier. Like, respectfully, I tell them that. They're like, they'll talk to me. They're like, oh, you don't speak Spanish? I said, no, I'm Hawaiian. And they're like, oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Because for years, bro, I would tell them, yeah, I'm Hispanic. I just don't speak Spanish. And they're like, what's wrong with you? Blah, 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 blah. Like, they're ruthless. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I wasn't taught it. Like, why is it my fault, you know? But so, like, it's easier just to be like, respectfully, like it's so much easier just about
respectfully I'm Hawaiian.
Yeah, and they're just like, oh, okay.
I guess the reggae music makes sense then.
Yeah, it's just easier. Like, my culture is mean. Like, they'll just eat you alive if you don't speak Spanish for being Hispanic, because it's like, well, why? You're Hispanic. Like, what's wrong with you? So like, I even got my own like I got family that are like Hispanic, speak Spanish, and they give me and my family a hard time. They're like, wow, you know, you guys need to learn our culture. And I'm all for it, but I just haven't learned it. But like I was saying though, like that guy, I was at his house where I was doing a job, or I went to go do a job, right? And he was just like being racist, not towards me, but towards like African Americans. Like just running his mouth. And I asked him, I was like, hey, like respectfully, like if that's your belief, by all means, like do you. But like I'm just here to get my job done. But I respectfully, can you just like kick it? Like I don't want to hear about it. You know what I mean? Like that's not who I am, and I don't want to surround myself with it. Like I say, and reggae is like peace, love, and juju being a bunch of hippies. Like that's the whole point of that music. So, like that guy was like, wow, you know, he just keeps running his mouth. Like, what's the problem with it? This is what they are, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, all right, bro. Like that went on for about like 5 minutes, and I was like, all right, dude, like call someone else. And he's like, well, why? And I was like, but God, I told you, like, I don't want to work for you if that's how you're gonna be. You know what I mean? Like that, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, that's totally cool. You know, just be that way. So I walked out. He was like, you're no better than them, and I'm like, hey, I did. Screw off. I don't care. But yeah, no, you run into it on occasion, like, or like me, like I'll be the lead plumber, and like I'll have like you know, Caucasian coworker come with me, and they won't pay any mind to me, and I'm like, he just started.
Oh,
like
we see that all the time.
Like I'm talking to them, and they're talking to that person. I'm like, they don't even know plumbing. Like this is literally like their first week on the job, and I'm like, need their warranty paperwork, and they'll hand it like to the other guy, and I'm just like, what the heck? But like I said, you got to learn how to navigate. We've talked about it a little bit. Like you got to learn how to navigate customers, because you're gonna run into it. I mean, at least here you are, and it's nationwide, you know,
it's
whatever.
Everywhere.
So it's like you're gonna run into it. You just got to know how to navigate it, or just don't do work, because it's like that. Like I could refuse you service. So if your house is flooding and you're being a type of way, like good luck later.
Outside of the fun side of the culture, like you have 3 kids, a wife. I have 2 kids, a wife. I think our whole team, everybody has a
lot of kids.
A lot of kids mixed in there. What's your family think about your job and the hours and everything that comes along with it?
I don't know. We should bring them on.
We should. That'd be a good episode, actually.
Yeah.
Get their take on it.
I told my wife, I'm like, I'm gonna bring you on one of these days so you could talk about how much you hate my job. But
is she up for it? I think the funniest thing though is when your wife was like, "You could cheat on me and I'd never know," and you're like, "What do you mean? I just go to work. Like, how is that even possible?" And she's like, well, even though I have your location, you could just say I'm going to a job, and your job could be at some girl's house.
And that's the jacked up part, is because like I never thought about that. I was like, hey, you're not wrong. Like, you know, like I was always like, why would you, like, dude, I work. Like, when do I have time for that? She's like if you wanted to, yeah. Like, you're a service plumber. You could just be like, hey, I got this plumbing job I got to go run. I'm like, dang. Like,
that's crazy.
I'm like, I never thought about that. But it's like, I'm like, yeah, we're so deep into it, you know. I'm just like, I'm like, you know, I'm not a fan of any of that stuff, but I'm like, cause like I said, I'm a loyal man. But it's like I tell her, like, I don't have, like, where's there my time and like to do any of that stuff? I'm like, I got 3 kids, a business to run, and then I got a wife to make happy. Like, I ain't got no time for any of that. I don't even got time for me, you know. The government
makes someone else happy. The government, on you.
Yeah, the government keeps shutting off my toilet. They don't let me use mine, you know. Damn it. Yeah. But it's my wife, she's actually very supportive of like what I do. She knows what it is. She knows like who I am. Because I always tell her, like, babe, one day we're gonna be in a position where I don't have to go to work. Like I could be like not there 16 hours a day and take a step back. She just laughs. She's like, shut up. And I'm like, what? She's like, you'll never quit. Like, it's in your blood to work. Like, it don't matter if you got a full team, you're gonna be there. So my wife's supportive. My kids, you know, for the most part are as well. They're super young, so they don't. It's just kind of what has to happen. But it is tough. Like I said, we travel like back and forth, St. George, Salt Lake, everywhere while we're trying to start this. But my wife, like, no, she's like, well, either I'm on the train or I'm not. You know what I mean? Because she's not. That's how I am. But it's a lot. You know what I mean? Like long days, up early, home late. Yeah. And so, but she knows what it is. Like, she's hoping it's not for everything, and like where I can be home more, because it's like being out till 10 o'clock at night on a lot of days sucks. You know, being gone till 6 like sucks. But
being gone all week.
But she supports the dream. I couldn't get that out. I was gonna say support.
I think my favorite part is like with my daughter. I obviously don't want her to be a plumber, but I'll bring her out to a job site to pick up cones, pick up trash, and she likes it and hates it all at the same time. But it's like I know it's instilling instilling work ethic into her.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, see what we do outside of just trying to explain it.
Well, the best thing is to get your kids involved where you can. You know what I mean? Like my kids always ask, even my daughter, which is funny, and she's only 3, but my son's always like, Dad, can I go dig a hole with you? I'm like, bro, you don't want to dig a hole. Yeah, I do, Dad. So he wants to come, but it's like they almost appreciate what you do because then they get a day of it. They're like, yeah, this sucks. Like you do this every day. So it's good. Like I say, my kids obviously like go through it. And they're like, you know, it's just more so, like, I miss you, Dad. Like, I wish you were like around more. But there was a day where I was home every day, you know? Like, so it's just like, when it's time to grind, it's time to grind. So they know because winter slows down and I'm at home a lot more. But the summertime was like the lake days, the fun days. I'm not around. Like, my family's gone. I see the pictures because my wife's a stay-at-home mom. So it's like, they're hiking this day. They're at the lake this day or doing this. So it's like, I get to watch that all from work. While she gets to live that life with them. So I know like my kids, like they miss it, you know what I mean? But it's part of it. Like I always tell my wife, I'd rather not miss any time of it, but I'd rather miss the young age, sadly, which is like their best age. But what they remember is you supporting them in high school, you know, or like middle school where it's like, Dad was at every baseball game and so forth, every dance recital or whatever. Like, they remember those key moments, and like I'm like, I want to get it out the way now so I can make it to all of those then, you know. But it's like today, I get to go coach my son's baseball game today.
Awesome.
I didn't get to coach the whole season, but like if I can, I'll step in. And like the coach is gone for the week, so he hit me up. Hey, will you coach baseball today? I'm like, I'm there, dude. Like if I could take it, I'll take it. So I like those are the little things like I look forward to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Me too. Kind of.
Yeah, you work all day.
Yeah.
On the computer end.
But even so, I mean, I'm still gone with you in Salt Lake, so
yeah,
I get that. I miss you, Dad. I see everything through a phone.
Yeah.
Versus being there in person. Like my daughter's taking golf lessons right now, and I haven't been able to go to one yet because we're always
gone.
Yeah.
Like you're going to Dallas this week? Mm-hmm. Today?
Yeah, tonight. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, you're gonna go party?
Probably not.
Get plastered? Don't be lying because Mikkel's watching this, bro. Just because your wife's watching this.
She's fine. She's good.
Yeah, don't be lying to her.
She good.
You're gonna go get plastered. I'm there for it.
She told me I needed to.
Yeah. Hey, oh yeah.
You're so stressed. You need to go do something.
You're going to Texas. You're going to the motherland.
Yep. I ain't coming back. It's gonna work from there.
That'd be a good time. Yeah.
So cool. Is there anything else in culture, like workplace culture or just job site culture that you have?
No, not really. I mean, there's a lot, like you get into it, but it really at the end of the day, it's just like the culture is good with the right people. I mean, some people have horrible stories and they hate who they work with, but like every crew I've worked with, you just weed the ones out that suck. You know what I mean? Sorry, but it's like it's almost like your friend group, right? Like if they don't click, then you get the boot.
You spend more time at work than you do anywhere else, right? I think you spend more time at work than you do in bed or even with your family. So you have to have good people around. Yeah.
So it's like you want to connect with the good people and have a good time, make this stuff fun. Because like I said, you're there majority of the time more than you are so with like your family. So it's like it has to be fun, it has to be enjoyable. Like we talk crap the whole drive up and down. Like the whole time we're in Salt Lake, it's just like it's
constantly fun.
Yeah, we're just having a good time, you know. It's like, yeah, we're gonna move to Alpine. This is great.
Yeah, I love Alpine.
A lot of nice assets and gyms to go to, you know. But it's one of those things. Like you just got to have the right team in place to enjoy it, and the ones that suck, get rid of them.
Get out.
Yep.
Go back to the desk.
What is it? Hire slow, fire fast.
Hire slow, fire fast.
Yep. It's got to click, bro. Like if it takes one guy to just burn your entire company, like with the mood, you know what I mean? One guy's energy will ruin the entire team's energy. So it's like if everyone's in a good mood, like your team is going to be more productive that day than a guy that's like, because you could be running a team and you as the lead guy continues to be negative and just talking smack all day. Your team is going to follow suit behind you and it's going to make the workplace miserable. I've worked with those people and it will just drive a team to disappear. The good players will leave because you won't fire the bad one, you know? So I've seen that a lot where it's like you lose so many good guys because the one guy's productive and sells and does his job because he is a good plumber, but he's a sucky person, you know? So it's like, I'm a big fan or a big believer in like, I don't care if you sell the most and you're blowing everyone out the water. If your negative energy is affecting the workplace, I'll fire you and hire someone that's going to bring it up, because even so, people are going to be more productive and you're going to keep the good guys that care about the company. So that's like how I see it, because I hate negative people. Like, you're going to have your days. No one's perfect. We're not always freaking happy. But I mean, majority, like, you should be a happy kind of person.
So in recap, have fun. Be a good person.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, you can find our podcast on YouTube, Spotify. You can find us on social at Dino Service Pros, online at www.dinoservicepros.com, or you can give us a call at 435-236-4568.